Welcome back to the Morning Blend. Every parent needs to hear this. According to a recent drowning study, most young children who drown in pools were last seen in the home and had been out of sight for less than 5 minutes and were in the care of one or both parents at the time.
The USA Swimming Foundation's Make a Splash initiative aims to provide the opportunity for every child in America to learn to swim. And here with us today with water safety advice is one of the Make a Splash partners. It's Kimberly Metz with Splash Swim and Wellness, which is in Mequon. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, great to see you.
I think this is great. You know, this is an initiative that's going on across the states, and it's Make a Splash. What's important about this initiative? Why is it coming here to Milwaukee?
Okay. The Make a Splash initiative has 3 objectives. Okay, we want everybody to have the opportunity in the country to learn how to swim. Okay, we also, a part of that goal also is to make sure that free and reduced lessons are available if needed. And then the third objective is to make sure that people are aware that drowning can be prevented. And those are the 3 key objectives of the initiative.
And this is maybe not surprising, but the number I think is, it says there was a statistic that said formal swim lessons can reduce the risk of drowning by 88%.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's an amazing statistic to me, and I do believe that that's true. Just from only being open 2.5 years with the business, we have children under the age of 2, several actually, that do swim independently already. We had a parent-child class this week. The teacher said the child's ready, let the child go, and started kicking, 9 months old, kicking through the water. So it is it happens. So it's just, and I think most people don't know that children can swim that young.
Yeah. Well, and that at any age, drowning can happen that fast as well. I mean, just that look away. We were just in the Dells this past weekend, and I was watching my nephew for a little bit, who's 5 years old, and just those instants where they quickly go under. If you're not watching, they to make sure that they come back up. It's that quick, and you can be right there. So one thing you do is you also provide scholarships. Parents can apply for scholarships to get free swim lessons.
Yes, we actually have the application on our website, and you just need to pull it up, fill it out, and it's very easy to apply. The only 2 requirements we have is that you have to have an annual income of under $50,000, and the child has to be at least 4 years of age, and we do require proof of income as well.
And I think the USA Swimming Foundation, because they're the ones who got in touch with us about you. They have this incredible goal to teach 800,000 children to swim this year through this Make a Splash tour. And I think it's an important to point out minorities, because 70% of African American kids and 60% of Hispanic Latino children cannot swim. And that's an epidemic that does show that an alarming number of minorities are not able to swim and are very often the victims of drowning. And so I think it's wonderful that you're reaching out to lower income families to provide these scholarships, because every child should have the ability to swim, but a lot of times they can't afford formal swim lessons.
And I just have to tell you one story. The child that we're getting ready to put on scholarship, he actually was in the business with his aunt and uncle when their child was in lessons, and he came up to me, I think he was 10 years old, and he asked me, how much does it cost for lessons? And right there, I immediately talked to his aunt and said, enter an application for the child, and I got it back, and we're very excited to start this child in the program.
I think it's great, and I think it's one of those cycles too. If you took swim lessons, you're going to put your kids, but if a lot of times if you didn't, it may not be the first thought of what you're going to do, and so making sure that opportunity exists for everyone, free or reduced, is really important.
And an amazing statistic about what you just said about adults that don't swim. If you don't swim as an adult and as a parent, only 13% of those kids actually learn how to swim. So that's why we want to bring awareness to parents that learn how to swim. We have more and more adults coming to our facility to learn how to swim. Just to make sure your children learn how to swim.
It's wonderful. And it's so important. It truly saves lives, and if you can swim, you can save the life of someone else as well. So we want to provide the information so that people can find out more. I know you provide a scholarship, but the USA Swimming Foundation has this goal, and you can find out more by going to splashmequon.com.
Thanks, Kimberly.
Great to meet you. Thank you so much. Up next in the show, goodbye, boring chicken.